Hello and good morning. What the heck am I doing here? Look at this. I'm at a 1Q. Yeah, what's a 1Q? A 1Q is a gas station. Yep, and I am in a place called Midwest City, and that's just east of Oklahoma City. And Greg and I are sitting here. Greg's ciphering on our calculations for our trip. And we are sitting here doing our thing. You ask, what are you doing here? Well, believe it or not, I'm charging. And you say, why are you charging there? Well, it turns out that there's one supercharger in Oklahoma City, Tesla. I know it's an 8-stall. It's a nice charger. It's great. Right next to an awesome Mexican restaurant. However, it is 5:49 a.m. Make that 5:48 a.m. And we're trying to get home. Now, in order for us to charge up after we slept overnight here in Midwest City, we would have to drive 15 miles back to Oklahoma City. And it's been raining all night. It's going to clear up, I hope today. But I don't want to drive 30 miles out of my way to get a charge and then head back to the east. So I cracked open my handy dandy plug share, and I found a couple DC fast chargers. The one I'm hooked to here happens to be a charge point. They're good for 62 kilowatts, they say. And there's a couple more made by Francis Energy that are up the road here in this area that are 50 kilowatts. And I know from my test last night, it's good for a whopping 44 kilowatts. So I made the decision to come over here to the charge point. Teslas don't plug into CCS, but they do if you have an adapter. I did purchase an extra adapter that converts CCS to the Tesla NACS, North America Charging Standard connection. 58 kilowatts. We've gotten 5 kilowatt hours of energy so far, and it's whopping 58 kilowatts. We started with 42%. We've been here now for maybe 10 minutes. While it's 58 kilowatts, I got news for you. It's better than driving back to Oklahoma City for 15 miles and coming back east again. There you go. Long-winded, yeah, I know. It's early. I'm up, and here I am. That's it, 95%. We've got just about 49 kilowatt hours added. If we look over here, we're at 95. We look over here on our trip, we're at 13 to the good. 177 miles to go to Van Buren. It's a long hike, but I'm glad we did it. All right, disconnect the adapter, put everything away, and we'll get on down the road. And there's the adapter. Kludgy, but did a good job. In use, it says, because we're still charging and I can't stop it. There's a button to push and I can't make it happen here, so I'll stop it manually. And no trip is even possible without a Scottish breakfast. We are now mobile. Yes, we're tooling down the highway, and guess what? It's still raining. Except it's a little lighter because the sun's up on the other side of the clouds. We're tooling out of town, and all is good. We are cruising down the road here now, and we are 149 miles from Van Buren, Arkansas. We'll get charged up there and then down the road. We are 148 miles from Van Buren Supercharger, that's in Arkansas. The rain is continuing, not terrible, but it's continuing to rain. Energy check, 69 in the battery, and look at that, 17%. Remember, we left at 13, but that's what normally happens. The battery warms a little bit and we get a little more range. Still raining and still on autopilot. It's just nasty road. Look at this. That look terrible. Just terrible. Anyway, we're 19 miles from our first supercharger stop here in Van Buren, Arkansas. Just into Arkansas, still on autopilot and still crappy roads. We are off on Van Buren.
Now turn right onto Fayetteville Road.
Jeez, and this rain just is not letting up. Wow. It's located in the parking lot of the Casey's here.
Now turn left onto East Winter Trail.
And she's over there. All right, let's get hooked up here in Van Buren. We are at 60%, and I did that. That Ozark wanted to charge for an hour, so I split the difference. I charged here and 30 miles down Ozark, because there's a good stretch between Ozark and Brinkley, and 45% arrival in Ozark. So let's hit it.
500 feet, turn right onto Pence Lane.
Just off here in Ozark.
Now turn right onto Pence Lane.
Pence Lane, all right. Superchargers in the back here, it looks like. We're in another Valero. Thanks, Valero.
Now your destination is on the left.
And looks like probably another version 3 maybe. Let's hope. Put the points where you want them, and your car will follow. All right, let's get plugged in here. We have 47% on arrival. Our trip data is as follows: 1,898 miles, 1,898. 666 kilowatt hours used. Wow. 351 watt hours per mile. Probably because of all the crappy rain. I'm going to get plugged in. Kicking that mule now. Our goal of coming here, it wanted us to charge for 55 or an hour or some dang thing, was to offset the time here, because you know the battery charges faster when it's a lower state of charge. I'll tell you one thing, the rain has not let us up since yesterday. Look at this. It is coming down. Well, at least we're sitting still. Maybe it'll pass us by or something, who knows. 85%, and we've dropped to 55 kilowatts, mainly because it's kind of chilly. All right, our arrival percentage, still a minus 5%. It's 181 miles. Got to charge more. We are just about peaked up here. 6 minutes to go. Yeah, I waited for it. It's cold. It's 56 degrees. The battery is probably put out more energy when it's a lot warmer, as we know. 99%. I've taken this opportunity to allow it to charge to absolutely 100%. The Model X here sits around most of the time, and I think the battery management system loses track of how much the battery can actually store. So once in a while, it's good to go to all the way up to 100%. So since we have to do that, that's what I'm doing. Let's look at our arrival percentage. Look at that, 8%. Now, when I switch it to miles, it's like 285 miles. Yeah, it's 100 miles over. But what it does is it derates for temperature and other things. It's raining. There's some terrain things. So I'm just going to let it sit. Now we have 5 more minutes and we'll get out of here. I think we have something going on here, ladies and gentlemen. We are calculating 100% in the BMS. I haven't calibrated the BMS since I bought this car in 2020, and I think it's high time I did it. So that's why I let this thing go to 100%. Since we need to be almost 100% in order to get to Brinkley according to the car. I'm pretty sure I could have ninja'd it, but it's okay. And now it's back to a minute. I went ahead and switched it to miles instead of percentage. 290 miles. I think the rated range here in this car, being a Performance Model X, I think it's 292 miles if I'm not mistaken. I have to check that. All right, I'm going to call this game. Yeah, we've been sitting here a while. I want to go home and relax. All right. While the BMS is still calculating and stuffing every electron wherever it can, I'm going to call the game. We're at 290 miles, or 99%, which is essentially the rated range of this vehicle. We're going to arrive here with 9% in Brinkley, and we're off like a dirty shirt. See, it's like anything. You ignore it, and it goes to 100%. All right, and when I unplugged, look at the arrival, it jumped up to 11. I think it was screwing with me. In fact, it doesn't have a cabin camera, but I bet we were on candid camera. Let's go. We're up on the highway, 98 in the battery, as reported, and a increase of 14% here from 11. That's okay. The weather continues to be nasty. As we tool on down the road here, one of the things you learn, I think it's across the whole board of EVs, at least in the Tesla it's pretty accurate. The GOM over here predicts now 20%. Why is that? Well, when you're sitting charging, the battery's not really warm. Maybe it is from driving, don't know. But it guesstimates your range, and it's based on a bunch of factors. But one of the things I do find that when I drive, usually when the GOM says, okay, I'm going to arrive at 10%, almost every single time, once you get underway, that percentage increases. Why? I attribute it to the battery getting warmer, and therefore more energy is available, and so therefore you end up with a higher arrival percentage. Makes sense, right? Well, in this case, we were squeaking out maybe, 9%, and we said, forget it, we're at 100, we're going. Well, look at it now, and it just changed while I was talking, 21%. Now, there is a caveat. If you say to yourself, oh man, look at that, I'm gonna just book it and put the pedal to the metal, I find that when you start a long trip, it's best to start it slower than it is faster. So, the rule of thumb for me is to get in the car and head off. When I'm about a third into it, maybe a half into it, it's pretty well stabilized, and you'll look at your arrival percentage, and then of course you can make whatever appropriate changes in speed or whatever, and make changes then, and then you can always increase or decrease as necessary. So that's what I recommend. Start out a little slower. Right now it's 75 miles an hour. We've been doing 70. I'm running autopilot, of course, in this nasty weather, and yes, it does a good job. And there you go. Oh, look at that. I keep talking, it's getting more, 22%. Let's see how it goes here. G-check, 92 in the battery. And hold the phone, Francis. 27% on arrival. What the heck? Yeah, we're 5 under the speed limit at 70 here, so looking good. Yeah, I don't want to jinx myself, but we may be driving out of this stuff. Let's do an energy check. 75 in the battery. And look at that, 29% on arrival. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Looks like we maybe outrun some of that rain. Just on the outskirts of Little Rock, Arkansas now. Let's have a look around here, almost into Little Rock. All right, just before we get into Little Rock, 55% in the battery, and still 28% on arrival. I don't know, I think the battery may be calibrated now. Hey, hey, hey. Maybe that thing's full of car chargers or something. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A giant semi, 53 feet of wall connectors. Yeah. And here we are in Brinkley, Arkansas. Version 3. A little more right there. Okay, you won't believe it. After the calibration of the battery, we've been showing 30% on arrival. Remember, it was 11% before. So, wow, is all I have to say. We are here with our trip data. Find it. There we are, right here. 2,080 miles with 727 kilowatt hours used and an average of 349 consumption watt hours per mile. Not bad. I think we'll plug in and then have another look here. It looks with our new calibrated battery, we're going to get down the road quickly. So let's get charged up here. The version 3 is cranked, but I think that's all we're going to get. 30%. It's not bad. I get it in focus. It'll be excellent. There you go. We're going to let it charge. We've got 40 minutes. We're going to go over and get something to eat at our favorite Waffle House. We are charged and ready to go. Looks like one stop before we get to Nashville. We're going to stop in Jackson. Why is Jackson important? Hey, that is the Casey Jones, the train engineers museum. If you're going up and down 40, make sure you stop at the Casey Jones. All right, we're out of here. We're at 91%. This is one of those screwy on-ramp looking things. It goes the other way, as you can see. It's all right. Getting back on Interstate 40, and as you can see, hopefully we'll beat the rain again. We're up here on Interstate 40, eastbound. Next stop, Jackson, Tennessee. We just left Brinkley, headed east. Let's look around. Just coming into Memphis. Yeah, we're on the west side of the river, so hopefully we'll get there. There's Memphis. And welcome to Tennessee. Yeah. Memphis again.
Now keep left to stay on Interstate 40 East.
And then this is a Bass Pro Shop. Yeah, I bet you wouldn't see one of those like that again. It's not an alien thing. It is Bass Pro Shop. See? Bass Pro Shop. We are on Interstate 40 eastbound, and we are out of the Memphis Metro now. 59 miles to go to Jackson. We're going to get a charge in Jackson, and that'll be last of our trip here until we leave Nashville. We're just about ready to get off the interstate here. We are in Jackson, Tennessee. Yeah, 2.6 miles. Just getting off the highway at exit 80A. That'd be 80A.
Now take exit 80A on the right.
What she said. Follow the caboose. Yeah, that's a short caboose, actually. I don't know if it's a real one, but I think it is. Pretty old one, though.
Yeah.
500 feet, turn right onto Carriage House Drive.
Sure.
That's your first landmark here is this red caboose.
Now turn right onto Carriage House Drive.
It's a real
See if I
caboose.
can get it in frame here. All right. So there is the caboose. Kind of cool, huh? Like to have one of those in your yard, I bet. That's what I think. All right, and then right here is actually Casey Jones steam engine, right there.
Now turn left.
And here is the museum, and superchargers right here. So we'll check, see if it's available or not.
Now your destination is on the left.
Okay, this is version 2. So he's in 4. He's in 3A. See, 3B and 4A are used. What do we got down here? That guy's not even plugged in, that Model X. That's totally uncool.
Yeah, but if you take
I'm going to take the one next to him.
Next to him. That's got a cone in it.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We're going to go here because that's all we got. Nope. Let's see if we can even get in here. All right, let's get plugged in here. Before on arrival, let's check the trip data. 2,233 miles, 776 kilowatt hours, and 347 watt hours per mile. Here is the 8 stall. It's version 2. And then the Casey Jones Museum is right here. It's pretty cool. And if you get hungry, you go to the old country store and restaurant. Have some down-home cooking. We are charged here at Casey Jones, 68%. Our arrival percentage is 17%. Let's get out of here. We've left Casey Jones Supercharger, headed to Nashville. Looks like 125 more miles and we'll be there. Looks like might get a little drizzle maybe. I hope not. Hope we get there earlier. Time says 7:34 arrival. That is 2 hours from now. It is overcast. We'll probably get some rain tonight. 108 miles to destination. And we're looking at 59% in the battery and an arrival percentage of 16. Just in the outskirts of Nashville now. Another rainstorm we went through. It's finally clearing up again. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go in and be in the dry for a week. This weather is going to be like this all the way to my front door. You watch. We have arrived in Nashville and survey says 15% in the tank. Have a quick look at the trips. All right, this is ending today, but we're not home to North Carolina, so it's not final. Okay, 2,367 miles, 822 kilowatt hours of energy used at an average rate of 347 watt hours per mile. All in all, it's been another long day today, but we're going to be spending a few days here in Nashville. Probably go home on early Sunday morning to North Carolina. This will give me a chance to finish the videos I did not get a chance to do. We were just beat. I tell you, with the rain and everything, just no time, and I needed my sleep. If you like these videos, and I appreciate it, go ahead and click the like, and if you would, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll look for you in the next video in a few days, and thanks for watching.